Okay, this is Schizophrenia Sucks with Nick from Schizophrenia Sucks. And we're going to watch a simulation of paranoid schizophrenia, which is what they told me I had, and I believe I have. Alright, here it goes.
You are about to experience a brief simulation of a psychotic episode in a patient with schizophrenia. Schizophrenia can provide powerful experiences, especially for those undiagnosed or not being treated effectively enough. The symptoms you will experience represent a compilation of a range of sensory occurrences, as reported by actual patients. These occurrences include sights, sounds, as well as wind and even scents. If you have any discomfort during the experience, please signal a facilitator.
This isn't true. Schizophrenics do not brush their teeth. So overall, this is false. Okay, that was obviously a joke, but let's continue. Normally I'd hear voices, so I don't know what this is about. Yeah, so for me, I hear voices all the time when I had symptoms. Now I'm on Latuda and I don't, but like once you get into psychosis, it seems to like keep getting worse, and you hear voices all the time. So I'm not sure if other people have a different thing where they hear it sometimes, but for me, it was like when you had an episode of psychosis, it was all the time. Like you wake up, you have voices. You go to bed, you have voices. Your dreams may even be weird. So I don't know. This isn't my experience.
Worthless.
He's waking up now.
Oh, the phone woke him up. Don't answer. They'll know who you are.
You're a waste of space.
Why are you so stupid?
A waste of our time.
Stupid. So stupid.
This is more like it. Constant negativity. Okay, I had to pause it.
Stupid. Worthless. We hate you.
He's gonna pick up the phone.
They'll know if you lie.
Rain! It's
Something
rain.
wrong. Weather.
Now to get pizza.
Poison.
Coming for you. Pizza.
He's hanging up.
Do you hear me?
Don't eat. Out to get you.
Poison.
They know about you.
Camera was
Poison.
rolling when the armed gunmen entered the convenience store on 14th Street. The suspects were described as medium in stature with a slightly youthful demeanor. Anyone with information about this incident is urged to contact
They
the
know.
authorities.
They know about you.
And in other news, officials have closed the northbound
Time for
lane
meds.
of
Don't do
Boulevard
that.
due to a water main break. Repair crews are on the scene. Now here's a story out of Chicago from last night. Two men posing as maintenance workers nearly made it out of the Quick Bite convenience store with the store's ATM machine.
Make a
The
list.
suspects
Make a
pulled up in
longer
van,
list.
entered the store, asked the
You
customers
are
to not use the
ungrateful.
machine because of
You're a
reported
waste of
problems.
space.
They
A
told
waste
the
of our
clerk that they were
time.
going to take the machine back to their
Getting
shop for
coffee
repair.
now.
Don't drink it.
Sensing something
Stupid.
suspicious,
So
the clerk
stupid.
That
called
smells
local
awful.
authorities.
Don't drink that coffee.
Oh, there's my phone. So, I mean, this isn't exactly how my voices are. My voices would be more like a narrative structure. So they do have, sometimes they're like just piecemeal like this, where they're just commenting on stuff. But usually it's like people appearing, like Joe Rogan, for instance. And then they're having a conversation with you, and you're having a conversation back with the voices in your head. And I don't know if that's like I'm smart, so my voices are smart, and they constantly have these long, like, philosophical debates and conversations and weird stuff. But it's more like that for me most of the time. About half the time it's like that, not just like random comments.
The clerk told the man he had called police. The pair took off and left the machine.
Why are you so worthless?
So, Sky, tell us how this weekend's weather is shaping
Weather.
out.
Something wrong.
You know what, Chuck? There's just no stopping the weekend weather. hear that, worthless? Weather's coming to get
Something
you.
wrong. Weather.
And what are you gonna do about it, huh?
Something wrong. You have to stop it.
You're just gonna sit around, your stupid mouth open, and do nothing?
You
Huh?
have to stop it. It's the weather. It's here for us.
Now he has to.
So it's like the TV wouldn't like actually talk to me, or things wouldn't talk to me like that. Like I would look at my speaker and it said like Sony, and I would look at a book and it had like linear algebra, and if it had a name on it, it would be alive and it would talk to me. So I had to like put duct tape over all the words around me in my room so that like objects wouldn't talk to me, but people wouldn't talk to me like that. But there was like subliminal messages, so like they would be doing something and then it meant something. So something like simple as like, oh, they shook the hand for too long. Well, that means that he's in on it and he knows. And it would seem real too. Like it sounds dumb, but you actually like, you don't believe all your delusions, but if you're spammed with like thousands of delusions every day, like you're going to believe at least some of them. So, and this next part is pretty great. It hits hard though.
Answer the door.
It's here for us. Do something. Stay in.
Pizza.
Stay away from the
No,
door.
stop the weather. Protect us.
Pizza.
You didn't order anything. No, don't answer. You're stupid to open that door. He has to open the door now.
Here you go.
Don't do it.
You'll be in trouble. Poison.
This is for you.
This is for you. He's working with them. He's part of the plot. This is for you. Shut the door. Shut it. Don't eat it. Poison. You're stupid to open it. I hate you. We
Here are
hate
some
you.
items on today's.
So I had that exact thing. I had ordered a pizza, and I thought they poisoned it and it was going to kill me. So I just left it there and I didn't eat it. And I was like so hungry, but I was so scared to eat the pizza, and I just left it in my room until like I ordered it like sometime at like maybe like I don't know, the night before, and then I even in the morning the next day I didn't have it, and then I eventually did eat it though, which is funny. I don't know why I would eat it, but you do hear like you do think people poisoned food, and that maybe the delivery guy knows, maybe they don't, but like the guy at the restaurant would know, like all that gang stalker stuff if you've ever looked into that. And there's other stuff like that. I can't remember off the top of my head. I was gonna say, yeah. So I've definitely had the poison food thing, and yeah, it's like you could literally be like starving and there's food right there, but since you think it's poisoned, you just won't eat it.
Activities calendar. And you need some activities, especially when you're lazy and you sleep too much. Stop staring at me.
I know what you're thinking.
He knows. You can stop
They're
him.
coming for you. You know that.
Part of the plot. Use your mind.
Because you're so ungrateful.
Don't eat it. Poison.
No. Don't open
He
it.
has to open the box.
This is entirely your fault.
Don't eat it. Don't eat it. Poison. Poison.
So I wouldn't see stuff moving like that. I did have visual hallucinations sometimes, but it's more rare. It's like audio all the time and sensations and smells, but visual hallucinations are, to me, it seems like when you're more in deep psychosis. I had them a few times. And also, like, when you talk to people in your head, you can actually, like, see them in your mind's eye. It's weird. I don't know how to describe it, but it's like it pops up and you can see them. It's like not like you see them in the room, but you're like seeing them in your mental space. It's almost like existing in two worlds at once. So there's like the mental stage and then your actual like reality. And like you can have many voices. Like I've had like, I remember having like 6 people around me and seeing them and having the voices, and we were all talking. I've heard people had more, like 10 or 20, or like it just becomes really chaotic. But I've only had like probably like 6 at the most, I think. Yeah.
They're here, and it's all your fault.
Oh.
No.
Oh, I was gonna say that I thought somebody put a bomb in the mailbox, and I was so terrified to like leave the house because I thought if I go by it, the bomb would explode, or if I go get the mail, the bomb will explode. So I was terrified, and then like my uncle had to answer the door, and he's like, I told him I thought there was a bomb in the mailbox. Say, oh well, thanks for telling me, because I didn't think he would believe me. I guess I don't know. Like when you're in schizophrenia, like you're so overwhelmed by everything, you don't know what to do. and you don't know who to trust. You don't trust anybody. Like maybe your close family, you maybe kind of trust them somewhat. It depends. It can get so bad you don't trust anybody, and you think they're all in on the plan trying to kill you, or like gang stalk you or whatever delusions it might be. It's really terrifying, and you can like, you literally will believe these things even if you question it. Like I questioned a lot of these things, but I would still believe it over time, because you just get swamped. Like you can't have a year of psychosis of voices without it affecting you. Like even if you only get drift off of it like a little bit, like eventually it adds up and you get pushed away from reality. So no matter how strong you are or smart you are or how much reality testing you do, it's like just that little nudge. It's like the Titanic turning around, like just a little tiny nudge, and eventually you're like going the other direction and you're completely out of control.
They know it's you. You're in
Don't
control.
open the
You
door.
hear that?
No, 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 don't open it. Don't open it.
They're here, and it's all your fault.
You did it.
You should have used your mind to stop it.
Stop it. You have to take control.
Stop the door.
Hey, you all right in here? I called you. Why didn't you answer? I was like screaming, "It's Lorraine! It's Lorraine!" into the phone at the top of my lungs.
What were you watching? Do you even remember?
Did the pizza Oh, what happened here? Did you forget to take your medicine this morning? Well, you know it's not good to miss a dose. Well, it's not too late to take it now. Let's get back on track. And why are you standing here in the dark? It's a beautiful day outside.
Yeah, when you get really scared and paranoid, you want to close all the blinds, and you don't want anybody to be like spying on you or like using cameras or drones or like whatever to be spying on you. So this is real. And you may or may not have the lights on or off. I don't know. I don't really keep the lights on. I'm usually like to have it a little bit darker. But that's not to do with schizophrenia, but you definitely don't want people spying on you. And you think there's like cameras everywhere. Like I thought there was cameras in my closets that people put when I left the house. So every time I left the house, people would install cameras into the house to watch me. And it was like terrifying. And also there was like telepathy. So like people could talk to me into my mind and like read my mind and read like and hear my thoughts and stuff like that. So it's pretty scary. Like if you think you're thought broadcasting, it's like you don't even want to think stuff because you think people can hear you. It's like really horrible. It's like it's one of the worst parts of it, I think. I mean, there's lots of problems with schizophrenia, but yeah, that's definitely horrible. It's so intrusive.
Let some sunlight in. You need to get outside and enjoy it.
This experience is intended to heighten your awareness of the conditions affecting breakthrough symptoms in patients with schizophrenia, who may be in need of efficacious treatments. It is not meant to suggest that all of the symptoms depicted here are displayed by all schizophrenics. There is no typical case of schizophrenia.
Okay, that was the first video. I'm going to go put up the second video, so this will be a small break. Alright, here's the second video. It's realistic schizophrenia simulation. This is also on YouTube. I know that other people have reviewed this before, but this one I feel is really good because this one is how it felt for me. Here we go.
Where am I? Where are you going?
Look out! This is pointless. Even that kid knows you're stupid.
So sometimes you do like get lost because the voices are so distracting. You kind of don't know what you're doing or where you're going. You might forget. It doesn't seem like they're that overwhelming here, but you don't know what he's been going through for the past few hours or days or weeks or months or years. Some people, when they take medication, the voices don't go away. Luckily for me, the voices went away, and I could piece together what was real and what wasn't. But I've had like brain freezes where like my mom was talking to me, and I don't know. I thought I was having a stroke or something, because my brain like froze and I couldn't think or respond, and it lasted like 12 seconds. And my mom was like hassling me too. It was really annoying. She's like, "Oh, what are you doing?" right? And I froze. I've only had that once though, but it was really horrible, and it's definitely schizophrenia, and definitely the voices. It's like real people dealing with you, like it could be multiple people, and it can be about really intense, horrible, messed up subjects, and you can have like physical hallucinations too. So like somebody touching you, like that's like pretty big. Like it's highly distracting, and it's overwhelming at times. Like all sorts of crazy stuff can happen. Yeah, like everything becomes meaningful, so your brain's just like on fire, going 1,000 miles per hour. Like, oh, somebody left their lights on. That means they're brighting you, which is like a gaslighting thing. It means they're in on the plot, right? So anything can mean something, and like objects will talk to you. So it's hard to deal with.
Everyone knows you're stupid.
Don't go in there. Don't go in there.
Nobody cares about you. Why do you even try? Why do you even bother?
What are you looking for?
Everything's listening to you.
You don't deserve happiness.
The wine bottles.
See, they're laughing.
She's looking at you. They're looking at you.
Everybody laughs at you.
Everybody's talking about you. Because
Go
you're
ahead,
make you
stupid,
fat.
get some ice cream.
You don't want that.
worthless.
It'll make you fatter than you already
You've never
are.
been born.
Worthless. Pointless.
Look out.
All the alcohol. Just
Trash.
drink it all.
Poison.
No, don't take that one. No,
poison.
go over to the other one.
It's poison.
Grab a wine bottle.
Yeah, I would like be worried that if I bought something that it was the poison one, because they would be poisoning things to kill me, or like to mess with me or to drug me. So I was worried about taking which bottle or which item at the store. Like, oh well, how do I make sure my food doesn't get poisoned? Well, I'd have to go to the store and randomly pick a package of food, and that way it wouldn't be poisoned. Like if I order a pizza, the people at the pizza place are in on it, and they'll poison my pizza, right? So if it's just food for me, or if it's like a certain item, because they know I'm going to the store and they know what I buy, because they're like tracking my internet history and my shopping history, so they'll know what products I'm going to buy. They're going to like poison the first two, so I can't get what I usually get, or I have to randomly pick so that they poison somebody else or I don't get poisoned, something like that. And these voices can be so scary, like when it says, oh, don't go in, like you literally might just not go in and or turn around and leave.
Go ahead.
A couple bottles of booze. Just
Drink it. Eat
drink
it.
it until you're
Look out.
passed out. Nobody cares.
Pointless.
Where did they go?
Nobody loves you. No one could.
Some junk food.
They don't
Scream.
care.
The
See?
people. They're talking about you.
Even he
They're-
can't even
You're such a
look at you.
loser. Oh, he's walking away because you stink. You smell.
Why do you
calling
bother?
You're stupid.
They're fake
He does back
smiles.
turn you because he doesn't like you.
Going to get you.
Oh. And she's leaving because you're worthless.
You should have never
Oh
been
yeah,
born.
go ahead. Grab it all. Eat all the food.
Don't touch that.
Eat it all.
Don't touch
Why
that.
do you bother getting out of bed?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how fat you get.
What are you thinking?
Go ahead. Don't eat
You
that
don't
one.
want that.
Don't drink that one.
The negativity is spot on. I almost always had, I don't think I had any female voices though. I think they were all male voices. I don't know if that matters. And I wouldn't really have like volume, like yelling. I never really experienced that. They're all like, it was like telepathy. So it wasn't like I would hear somebody in the other room usually, or around me, but I would hear, I'm not sure if I heard sirens or if they were real. Still not sure about that. But I would definitely like, I could see like when my schizophrenia got bad, there would be like a nuclear, like Putin would launch a nuclear missile, and it would be like, then they'd, like the Air Force would have to scramble fighter jets, and the fighter jets would be screeching overhead super loud, like deafeningly, like a jet engine obviously, and they were like shooting down the nuclear missiles because like Putin was warning like the American Satanists not to kill me or else they're going to start World War III or something. Like, yeah, and when I looked out the window, like America had been nuked, so there was like, the sky was like orange and there was like fallout everywhere, so I couldn't leave my house. And like I thought the whole world had been nuked. Like I literally thought the world had ended. It was World War III, and like there was these giant microwave weapons that China and the U.S. had and other countries, and they had like annihilated each other. So yeah, and I thought it was 100% real. I was terrified to go outside because the air was like fallout radiation in the air. So I needed to stay in my house or else I'd be breathing radiation.
I'll go get some alcohol.
You're going to die.
Look at the ice cream. There's the. Oh, you
Give up.
Oh, the lights.
There.
Lights.
Where'd they go?
The lights are
Where are they?
whispering. They're whispering to you. They're calling your name.
Oh, they're after you. Look out. She
Disgust
knows.
me.
She knows.
Drink me.
Even he doesn't like you.
They're talking about you.
He's calling the cops.
You're worthless. You're stupid.
You can't trust him.
You
Don't trust him.
That's what they're
yourself.
thinking. Oh, yeah.
You can't trust
Talking
him.
about
Can't
you.
say I blame you. You don't even deserve to be looked at.
What do you
The
think?
TV. They're saying bad things. The news. They're talking
What's the
about
point of it?
Get out.
because you're stupid.
What's the point?
You're worthless.
No, no.
He can't even look at you.
He can't.
So this seems like a pretty light episode of Psychosis. It gets really bad. And I'm not saying, I don't know how deep the rabbit hole goes for Psychosis, how bad it can get, but I've had way, way worse times with way worse episodes. And this is like what I would call Psychosis light. So just hearing voices commenting on stuff, and it's like, it's hostile, it's negative, it's annoying, but it's pretty like marginal. Like this would be very easy to tolerate day in and day out, but it can get like super bad where it's like command hallucinations where they're telling you what to do, and like the wall comes alive, and yeah, like you just like see things. Seeing things seems to be when it intensifies. So this definitely gives you an idea of what schizophrenia light is like. I haven't seen a video that shows schizophrenia where it would be like a heavy episode. So, and it doesn't like instill the terror. There's like an extreme sense of terror and fear when you have schizophrenia because you really think you're going to be killed or like tortured or like molested or like I went to the psych ward. I thought they were going to turn me into like a transgender or something. They were going to like cut off my genitals and like force sterilize me and all this stuff like that. And I almost didn't go to the psych ward because I was so terrified. I was like sitting in the emergency room, terrified out of my mind for hours. And it's like some of the deepest terror I've ever felt. But I went in anyway, for some reason, because it was like the voices were arguing. Some voices were saying to go, some voices were saying not to go. So, yeah.
He can't even look at you. Look at him. He can't even look at you. You're so disgustingly ugly. You're gross.
He's going for his
He's
gun.
just gonna
His gun.
Deserve it. You're not worth it.
give you the money. You should just leave.
You should
Door.
just run.
You need to get out.
Just get out of
Get
here.
out.
See?
Get out.
Can't even
Just
look at you.
run. Just steal it.
You're disgusting.
Steal it, you thief.
And those girls
Go.
are just staring at you and looking at you.
That's right,
talking about
thief.
you 'cause you're so
Run.
You're
stupid.
outside. You're still not safe.
He's not even
Yeah,
going to bother to
it's
call the
dark.
cops. Yeah,
Going
so you want to
to
steal
the
that too?
movie, so-
Steal a movie. Go ahead,
ahead.
I know you want to.
Don't want
That's always you. Worthless.
that. Get out.
That truck.
There they are.
Pointless waste of space.
There they are.
Cars. They're all talking
To
about
your
you.
left.
The movies.
Run.
All the movies are about you and how disgusting you are.
Just walk in front of that truck.
Yeah, be careful.
What's the...
Okay, I think there's some self-harm stuff in here, so I might have to cut it out. We'll see. Okay, so if there is self-harm material in here, I am just going to mute that.
Worthless.
It's not safe.
Crap.
Pure water.
Now you're outside. You're running away.
So when I read stuff, the voices stop. So I don't know. Like if I read a book or something, the voices would go away because like the voices couldn't produce themselves while I'm reading or something. So it's not like the voices would read signs. But like signs would talk to me. So like words would talk to me, but if I was reading, the voices would go away. I don't know. Just for me. And yeah.
Away from everything.
You're not even...
So go back to that store and face it. They saw those people there because they think.
Okay, there was some self-harm in there. The voices can definitely tell you to self-harm, so be aware of that. That's why people like do all sorts of horrible stuff, because the voices, like for me, it felt like the voices could make me do stuff eventually. Like there was like two types of hallucinations or voices. There was like a voice that would be like, you just hear voices and you can ignore it, and there's like a voice that tells you to do stuff and you can't resist doing it almost. Like I'm pretty sure I couldn't resist doing it when I was in like super deep psychosis and I was like seeing things and all that. So hopefully the self-harm is cut out from the rest of this. Okay, so that's the end of the video. Well, not the end, but that's where I have to cut it off. There's more self-harm. There's a brief clip after. It's not that interesting. So yeah, definitely like people with schizophrenia become suicidal. I almost did that, but I won't talk about that now. I don't want to get this video taken down. I don't know what YouTube's policies are exactly about self-harm and like that people will say deleting yourself. So I think that if you use certain words, it'll plus it could trigger people or whatever, which is like you don't want people to hurt themselves. So yeah, that's basically what Schizophrenia is like a light episode. If you see visual stuff, I consider that maybe more medium, but there could be like heavy visuals and like command hallucinations where you feel like you're under mind control and you're being forced to do stuff and you don't even have a choice. I felt like that. I'm not sure if I could have a choice or not, but it felt like extremely difficult to not do what the voices said. So it was definitely scary. I thought like the CIA was gonna like mind control me completely, and like I was losing my free will and getting taken over, or something like that. Anyway, and obviously I don't believe any of that now. It was just psychosis. So yeah, that's definitely pretty good of like baby schizophrenia, like a mild to like, yeah, it's pretty mild, low level psychosis. It can get way worse, like easily 10, 20 times worse than that. And there's no way to really get you to understand how it feels. Like the emotions and the terror and like even like the demoralization and like the well, you don't feel lonely, but like you feel cut off from everybody. Like you can't describe all those emotions, what it feels like. It's really horrible. It's like torture. It's just like being a POW. So I used to say, or I almost want to tell people like, oh yeah, like if you're schizophrenic and you've had it bad, it's like you're a prisoner of war, because it's like you're being tortured. And even in your dreams, you can't escape. Like I've had dreams where I had pain, and I thought they were infiltrating my dreams too. So even when you go to sleep at night, you don't get to escape, and it's like persistent all day. Like I didn't have these breaks where I had nice times. I had voices all the time, but they would vary in intensity. So sometimes the voices would be like mild, like how this was. It was like pretty mild, and other times it'd be really severe, and I would be like seeing things and hearing like the jets over my head, like screaming, and like seeing a giant demonic owl with red eyes that was like a drone or like an owl like demon or something. So yeah, it's not fun. It's terrifying. It's like fun and interesting for like a little bit in a way, but overall it's just like horrible and terrifying. Like it's like a horror movie that you can't escape, that's real. So a horror movie, you can always go, oh, it's not real, and then you can get out of it. But in schizophrenia, you might be stuck in that for months or years or your whole life. So it's like unimaginably like one of the worst things that can happen to you. Yeah, it's just, there's no way to describe it. You'd have to experience it. If you've ever been in absolute terror, like reading like maybe H.P. Lovecraft, or thinking about something like existential anxiety, if you had that really severe, which I've had, then it might compare, but it never ends, right? Like if people are out trying to poison you and the government's trying to help like destroy you, right? And like God wouldn't answer. Like it wasn't like I had like angels helping me. It was like almost like factions of evil and no good people to really help me. So, and you can't trust your family. You think they're in on it. You're so isolated. Like you're completely surrounded, but you're completely alone. It's weird. And yeah, I don't wish it on anybody. I'm so glad I don't have it anymore. I'm so glad that medication worked for me. But yeah, these are pretty accurate, but it's not going to get you close to understanding what it's like. And I can't even mention the stuff on YouTube that the voices would talk about and do and all this stuff, like, 'cause it's so horrible and evil. I'd probably get my channel banned. So I'm not going to mention that. But yeah, anyway, like, comment, subscribe. God bless.